Peace, everyone. This is Kashim, aka Mailman Muscle. No fluff intros, going straight into the gym with the first set of this arm and leg workout. Before we really get deep into it, let me say thank you for stopping by or coming back to the channel. If we've never met before, yes, I really am a mailman. I'm also a 48-year-old lifetime natural lifter. I'm probably a retired power lifter. I haven't figured that out yet, but I am also a pro natural bodybuilder now, competing in the OCB. And at the time of this recording, I'm about 2 weeks removed from my first pro show and my second show overall. I was blessed to win my class and place third in the overall at that show. It was the OCB Chesapeake Classic. And I am 48 weeks away from my next show, which, God willing, will be the 2025 OCB Yorton Cup. And so this is really the start of my off season in this video. Also of note, I train in a modified upper-lower split. It's really a torso-limbs split, limbs meaning arms and legs, and occasionally some side delts. That's what we're looking at today. On other days, I train torso, meaning chest, back, and shoulders. Abs and calves kind of get hit pretty much every training day to some degree or another. Last thing to mention is that my wife, Kimberly, and I tend to work out together just about every workout these days. So you may hear us talking to each other a little bit here. I'm not sure if she gets on camera in this video or not, but if you see me talking to someone that is not on screen, that's who I'm talking to. Now, as I had mentioned, in this workout, I'm about 2 weeks removed from a bodybuilding competition. And I'd been to the gym a couple of times, but not really pushing hard, just trying to keep things moving. This was the first workout in which I intended to really start pushing myself and get some real training going again. I already had low expectations for the amount of weight I would be able to move, and I fell far short of those expectations. I was a lot weaker than I expected to be. Even knowing that I had come out of, pretty long contest prep, and I've been in kind of 2 back-to-back contest preps. I've been in a caloric deficit most of the year. In this day, I weighed, I think, 170 pounds when I woke up. That's about 4 pounds more than I was the morning of the show. I woke up weighing 166 pounds. And this is the heaviest squat set I would end up doing that day. 60 pounds just for 6 reps. And then here's a back off set. I hope you can't hear that. My cats are fighting each other. There's a back off set of 15 reps with 185. Now, even though I'm committed to this bodybuilding thing, I still kind of think of myself as a power lifter who can squat over 500 pounds on any given day that I go in the gym, even though I haven't squatted over 500 pounds since my last competition in, November of 2021, which was 3 years ago. I'm also, at this moment, at least 20 pounds lighter than the lightest I've ever been at a powerlifting competition. So, even rationally, I know it doesn't make any sense for me to, think of myself in those terms, but I've been doing that a whole lot longer than I've been focused on training for the purpose of competitive bodybuilding. So what I found out in a hurry on this day is that ego lifting was not going to be able to be a part of this workout. Now, there are times when ego lifting is exactly what you should be doing, but this wasn't one of those times. I'll get to that in a minute. But regardless of whether or not you should or should not be doing it, it all comes down to this question and the answer to it. The question is, why are you lifting today? What is the purpose of this workout? I guess that's two questions. And depending on the answer, and for most of us, it's going to be to get stronger or to build bigger muscle. That's why almost all of us are lifting weights in the gym in the first place. So if your goal is bigger muscles or hypertrophy, then you know when you're doing a given exercise, you have a target rep range. The goal should be then to use the heaviest weight possible for you on that day to work within your rep range for that exercise. That's different than use the heaviest weight that you think you should be able to use for your target rep range. Big difference. I know it happens a lot, like with guys my age, guys who've been around the block, and women who've been around the block a few times. You know, it's easy to get caught up and think about how strong you used to be and the weights that you used to be able to move around. And, you know, you always think that's supposed to be you all the time. On the other hand, I can think back to my younger self, and I see some of the younger guys and girls that are in the gym now. And a lot of them are putting weight on the bar or stacking pins in the machines, thinking about their future self, how strong they think they are supposed to be or are going to be. Key is, again, how strong are you today? Lift according to what you can do today. If you don't, you're facing a few downsides. Number one, you probably are not using the best technique if you're using a weight that's not appropriate for your strength level, or could be energy level. Let's call it that, because maybe you are strong enough, but you just didn't get enough sleep. You haven't had enough to eat, so you can't really express the strength that you really do have. Okay, same end result. If for whatever reason you're not able to move it that day, you can't move it. And what you're likely to do then is compromise your ability to really work the muscle that you're trying to work, because your technique is going to be compromised. On top of that, you're going to increase your chances of being hurt. Having a heavier load than you're really capable of handling, and then handling it with poor technique, poor exercise form, you're really putting yourself at higher risk than you need to be for injury. So that's a double whammy there. And one other downside to ego lifting is that it makes it more difficult to chart your progress, or track your progress from one workout to the next. For example, here I'm doing these leg extensions. I got 20 reps with 130 pounds. And no, you can't see the stack. Just take my word for it. That's actually, case in point, ego lifting. I was disappointed with that.
You done?
Yeah, done with that. But yes, 130 pounds, 20 reps. So next time I do the exercise, I'm going to go up one pin, or move the pin up one plate on that weight stack. I'm going to do 140 pounds and see if I can get 20 reps. But if I go with the 140 and I don't use the same technique that I used with the 130, but I'm doing everything I can just to say that I got the reps. Or let's say instead of making a small jump, like the next plate up, let's say I move the pin up 3 spots to 160, and I say I'm going to get those reps. Once again, if I'm doing the reps differently than the way I performed them this time, then even if I get the 20 reps, and let me use air quotes on reps, I can't say that I made progress, because if I'm changing my technique just to, lift a weight that I really shouldn't be lifting, or to be trying to complete reps that I know I'm not actually doing. I'm cheating them to get them. If that's the case, then, but I put that in my logbook saying I did them, then I'm not tracking my progress accurately. So you have to be honest with yourself about what you're able to do on any given day and do it according to the form and technique that a given exercise requires. It's the safest way. It is the way to make sure that you're making progress. And particularly for those who are after muscular hypertrophy, it's going to keep you working the muscles that you're targeting with any given exercise that you're doing. I did mention that there are times when you should be doing ego lifting, which some may sound sacrilegious, but here's what I mean by that. A lot of times people go to the gym and shortchange themselves.
This works better with shoes. Yeah. It's too much wiggle room. Too much wiggle room barefoot. I need shoes with that.
They don't push themselves nearly as hard as they should be pushing themselves in order to make progress. A lot of times, those will be the same people who then say, well, such and such program doesn't work. Chances are what really didn't work is the person saying that the program didn't work. You got to push yourself. And some of that involves your ego. You have to think enough of yourself that when you move a weight and you know that, all right, this is kind of light, or, you know, you're doing some reps, you feel a little bit of a burn, feels like, you know, it's getting a little tight, and you just quit.
16. Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad. First day back. First day back, not bad.
I don't know if anybody ever told you this, if you happen to fall into this, you know, this category. This may not apply to you, but if it does, you know, building muscle isn't easy. Losing fat isn't easy. Transforming your body is not easy. It's simple as far as the concepts, but it's not easy. You have to put effort in. So when it gets difficult, you got to have enough of an ego where you think enough of yourself to say, I'm not a quitter. I'm stronger than I'm giving myself credit for. And really move the weight, do the reps that you're actually capable of doing. Go ahead and get them done. But this is the last set of this workout. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. But before I do, I want to ask you all to do all the YouTube things. Click the like button, click the subscribe button, leave a comment and question. Let me know what you'd like to see in future videos. And thanks for watching.
Okay.
That's it?
Think I need to do some more?
No. I think we need to go eat.